It's really exciting. It's been a bit of a dream, I guess, of mine for the past couple years, is bringing together the pioneers, the people actually bringing Agile to education, not just the ones talking about it, not just the ones writing about it, but the ones actually sacrificing and doing the efforts to actually bring Agile into education. And what we wanted to do was the same thing that we did, that the Agile Manifesto did for the Agile community, when you had Scrum and Crystal Clear, is like, well, what are we as a group? There's something that brings us together, and what is it? And so we have myself, Agile Classrooms, people from EduScrum, a great organization in Netherlands called Agora, Blueprint Education here from some educators, and Marian from higher education. So we're trying to bring it all together and define what Agile in education really means. And I think most importantly of how it relates to Agile, but it stands on its own. So it's not part of software development. It's how do we make this authentic to education and to a language that resonates with educators?
These concepts, these words, these principles, they don't resonate with educators because educators are creatures of habit. Everything that we've been taught, even for the last 100 years, students sit in rows, we're dismissed by a bell, you do as I say, I stand at the front, you sit in the back. This has been education for the last 100 years, and it has not changed. So trying to bring this whole new concept where students don't just sit in the back, they don't just sit in these neat, quiet rows, they are expected to contribute, to have choice. What does that mean for me as an educator to give up that authority in a classroom? These are things that they didn't just not understand, it made them fearful. It made them fearful of their position. It made them fearful of their career choice and what might happen in the future. So I think what made us really jump into this is the need to get teachers updated, to bring teachers into the 21st century so that students can be productive in the 21st century.
This is the way the leading edge companies are organized. This is the way change management is taking place. This is the way the best businesses are innovating. And this is the world we live in now. So it's a much more engaging message to parents to consider for their kids than I think maybe it was back in the 60s or the early 1900s when these kinds of schools started. Self-directed education started showing its teeth in certain places, but never really fully caught on. So Agile kind of allows us to bring some of these really age-old wisdom about human diversity, human development, and learning, things that we've known about learning forever that are really just embedded into how we develop as human beings, and scaffold that into the 21st century with modern tools for organization and personal growth.
The manifesto will work for every child, every age, because it's very personal what we try to do. So everybody wants to learn, wants to get better, wants to be connected to other people. So I think it's not an issue of age. It's about also the support from other people. So it's a 3-year-old or 80 years old. It doesn't matter.
I think it are the common values we find for learning for everybody. It works. It even works for us, these values we find here. So it will work for students of all ages.
We need to be addressing what employers are looking for, which is an ability to communicate more effectively, those soft skills, those decision-making skills, those critical thinking skills, and prescriptive education does not assist with that. Agile education, however, is very fundamental to being able to give them that flexible ability to participate, collaborate, have shared learning experiences with the instructor being a facilitator rather than a top-down professor.
I think if we can make it authentic, We can show that it differentiates from, you know, other models, not so much better, but it's just different, and this might be a better fit for some people. And we have a shared agreement that we all can stand and unify behind and put up our own websites and pass out and say we are part of this family, this Agile and education family. To me, that's success.